Welcome to the distinguished annual event, the Queen Rania Teacher Academy Forum 2023, under the theme Revitalizing the Learning Experience to Reignite Inspiration and Passion. I am Mohammed Najjar, teacher educator from the Academy. We would like to thank you all for attending the forum and welcome you. Established in 2009, Queen Rania Teacher Academy is a non-profit institution that embraces the vision of Her Majesty Queen Rania Al Abdullah to enhance the quality of education by empowering teachers with necessary skills. QRTA provides innovative and high-quality professional development programs in Jordan and the Arab world. QRTA effectively contributes to serving the educators community, reflecting its commitment to education development and enhancing educators' skills through a range of specialized initiatives. This includes opportunities for continuous learning and advanced training for teachers and school leaders. As part of these initiatives, QRTA hosts an annual forum, bringing together distinguished educators from around the world to exchange experiences and simulate innovation in the field of education. This year, our forum stands out with dedicated workshops led by educators for educators. These workshops aim to enhance learners' knowledge and equip teachers with tools and skills to make the student learning experience more exciting and engaging. They also aim to provide students with means to explore the world, interact with international issues, and maintain a continuous curiosity for research and questioning. Before the start of today's workshop, we would like to remind you that you can obtain a certificate of attendance. We look forward to your participation in the feedback survey, which will be shared with you before the end of the workshop. Thank you for your cooperation and valuable presence. Please allow me to introduce Mr. Emre Er, Associate Professor in Yildiz Technical University School of Education, Turkey. Dear Emre, the mic is yours.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. Happy to be in here, happy to share my ideas, and nice to meet you again. I follow Queen Rania Teacher Academy for years, and I think you are creating such amazing events in education and social area. And I also appreciate your work and time. Before starting my presentation, I would like to express my solidarity with people living in Palestine, all our brothers and sisters. I strongly share and express and sending my prayers to them, and especially to educators and academic and students and all the stakeholders of education and all the humans. Hope to have peace in all over the world as soon as possible. Today, I would like to share with you my ideas on social network analysis, and I would like to summarize some theories and educational background and the analyzing methods, and share my research ideas and discuss with you these ideas. How can we conduct some studies, some research in and among school and maybe in classroom and other educational settings. First of all, I think we are living such chaotic times, and after a pandemic and after maybe in 21st century, this period we are experiencing a whole dramatic times as educators. So I'm happy to know you, and I'm happy to connect with you as a brother country in Jordan and Turkey, and hope to collaborate with you in any context, anytime. I am Emre. I'm working as an associate professor in Yildiz Technical University School of Education in Istanbul. My main research area is on social networks. How can we create some school settings to connect people in the right way and also how can we create a classroom to encourage students to share their ideas with each other, and also feel like they are having friendship with their with other boys and girls. And so the social network analysis is a practical way to address most of the problems in education area. Becoming a network, becoming a community, and sharing our ideas. Maybe the main difference between Western education settings and the other part of the rest of the world, I think. So we should discuss, understand, and make some practice on it. I would like to share with you the content of the presentation I will share with you today. Why we need such a theory, why we need social network theory and analysis in educational setting. I think this is the most crucial question. Why we need such a theory to understand the human relations. What about its benefits, and also what's the parameters of success in school and education settings, what the research says to us, and also we try to perform an social network analysis, a small part of a beginning version of social network analysis I will try to show you. And maybe with your questions and recommendations, hope to make a deeper understanding on this area. First of all, I would like to ask you a friendly question. What value do you get from connecting with others with the same passions as you? I think in a Saturday morning, we are here and trying to learn new experiences, new ideas, and learn from each other. What about yours? What about your value to connect others? For example, mine is taking some feedback, understanding different perspective, understanding their point of view and their teaching philosophy maybe. What about yours? Could you please write down the chat box if you have? What is your motivation to connect other people's, other colleagues, and anything else? Would you like to say something or write, or just think about it? In many contexts, anybody wants to share, can listen. In different contexts, when we ask this question, for example, feedback, solving together a problem, new ideas, helping each other, because as you know, teaching is not an individual job. Teaching is a collaborative job. We should inspire each other. We should have some classroom visiting and give and receive some feedback. Roman, I will ask the question again. What value do you, what's your motivation, what's your inspiration for connecting with others? What's your motivation to connect other people? Yes, exchanging best practice is a good response, I think. For example, motivation is also. When we think this question in educational setting, we are getting human-based response, more humanized response, you know. In different organizations, in different kind of organizations, it's more in a cost-effective way. For example, taking some advantage, taking some critical knowledge. But in educational setting, it's more humanized, you know. And I also appreciate your response. As your response in different settings, when we ask this question in different settings in different countries, in such Turkey, Spain, Portugal, and anywhere else in the world, if we talk with educators, they all try to share their ideas, they try to affect each other, and they try to share their experiences, and I think it's our superpower. Yes, I think, Ms. Rin, if I am pronouncing right way, intercultural exchange is also so important. By the way, I would like to add this. In the recent years, there is an emerging point of view, emerging paradigm, you know, out of Western countries, non-Western countries, experiencing of education is becoming more and more important. So I think your countries, your school setting, and also Turkish school setting is important to combine and explain some new theories and ideas, I think. There's a book, Social Network Theory, edited by Alan Daly, who is currently working as Chair of Educational Science, University of California. And with my colleagues, I translated this book in Turkish. It is such an interesting book to understand the social network phenomenon and combining this with educational change. The most important assumption of this book is change is a social phenomenon. So when we change something in technically, we cannot change the classroom practice. We cannot change the ideas of teachers. So as the living legend of the educational change area, as most of knows, Michael Fullan says that change is technically so simple, but socially so difficult, so complicated. So we should take into account change as a social phenomena. So if we do this, actually we cannot create a plan. We cannot create a manual for all teachers, and we cannot use some one-size-fits-all methods to every educational settings, because we know every social phenomena is different in its context. So we should understand the each school, each context, each problem in their ways. So why we need to know about social network in school? What do you want to say about this slide? We know there are different parts of an organization, for example, planning, management, and maybe acting in, for example, teachers, managers, mid-managers, and central managers, you know. For example, when you take into account, when you look this slide, what do you think? There are relationships between people in this organization. They are sharing their information, expertise, learning, support, work, maybe ideas. Maybe there are some gossip networks. They're talking each other in any topic, some formal and some informal topics. But there are some silos, you know. There are different compartments. There are different, maybe subgroups, you know. So in every human organization, in every human groups, we can observe such fragmentation, some different subgroups, separating each other from main group. So these have some benefits and also some dangerous outputs too. If we experience such a workplace, if we experiencing such a workplace, we can lose some of the information, some of the learning, or some of the practice. So in such an organization, if we have such an organization, if we have school like this, we cannot be a learning organization, because there are different parts and they can't learn from each other. This school is not an learning community, you know. So there are some actors in an active play, a central play, occupying a central play, someone in peripheral place occupying a peripheral area. So they cannot learn from each other. This is a natural result of human connection, but we should think about how can we cope with this problem? How can we combine people formally and informally? How can we do this? And also, what do you think about this this graphic? A formal one and an informal one. In same organization, in same school, there is a formal characteristic of school. There is a manager, there is a vice manager, and other people responsible in managing and planning area. And also there are teachers and other experts in school. This is this formal side of the organization, but also we have an informal side of organization. In an informal side, there are emotions, there are relations, there are human activities. They are chatting, they are talking with each other. So what do you think about it? Do you have an organization like the formal one or informal one, or in which organization you should be more successful? Or do you want to combine these two one? For example, formal and informal, think that overlapping in the same organization. When we talk about organizations, actually we are combining these two one. The informal one and formal one are together. We have some formal rules and daily routines in school. And also we have some friendship networks. For example, most of schools have some WhatsApp groups and emailing groups, and they are sending, yes, Nisrin, I think as you state, you have a formal structure with a specific hierarchy, and it's so similar in Turkey and so similar in all over the world. Maybe most of the countries in a formal structure tradition we have in most of the context. So we have such structure, but we know that some managers, some administrators send us a responsibility. Emre, do it before Monday. Do it this in a week, for example. But the quality of the work describing by the informal networks. For example, as soon as I have a formal role and a formal responsibility, I ask my colleagues and I ask my close friends, how can I do this? Should I do this or not? The manager asks a response from me end of the week. Should I write a detailed one or copy and paste and an easy one? So in informal networks, if my friends, if my colleague says you can, you should work hard, then I work on it more time. Yeah, I think correctly. Each one knows his task, and yeah, I agree with you, Nisrin. So these two, yes, we need both. But if we talk about professional learning communities, if we talk about independent learning, combining people, sharing the emotions and ideas, and innovation, for example. Innovation can't be formal phenomena, you know. People cannot create, they cannot have creative ideas between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. So, additionally, someone occupying a higher position in formal network and formal structure, it's not guaranteed they can have a powerful position in informal network. In this example, the red one occupying, having a great position, a top managerial position in a formal one, but a very peripheral one, very weak position in informal one. So maybe one is management and the second one is leadership. If you have a right set of relationship, people will copy your ideas. People will follow you. The second one, the informal one, is follower fit. If leaders fitting the followers demands, followers responsibilities, and it's becoming a more natural one. And also, final statement I would like to share with you. The nature is organizing like the second one, like our brains, our other living organisms organizing like the informal one. So when we talk about the biology, we don't say pyramid of living creatures. We talk about the network of creatures, the network of animals, plants, and other creatures. So it's more natural one. It's more suitable for fitting the human demands. So we should think about both formal and informal structure. You can give command and you can take control in formal one, but informal one, you should talk about independency and connecting people with each other. In the first one, only each people giving briefs to higher one, their managers, and the second one, each people have a chance to learn from each other. So we can call this formal one as know what economy. Daron Acemoğlu, a well-known economist, currently working in MIT, in the finance area, you know, Daron says that know what economies are knowledge economies, and also after understanding we have the limitation of know what economy, we had know-how economy, the rise of transferring method, understanding the not knowing the only not having the knowledge but using it to create some ideas, create some manufacturing something, anything else. So what do you think about third one? By the 21st century, which one is suitable? And nowadays, by the end of 2010s, which question word we use to understand know what, know how, and know blah blah. What do you think? What do you think about third one? By the 21st century, which question we use to understand? Still, most of the countries in organizing as know what economy. Still, most of the schools are structured with know what economy. So it's important to know it's important to have knowledge itself, not using in different contexts. The third one is know why. By the 21st century, we are talking about know why economies and know why societies. And the fourth one is know who societies. And also we can address the know who societies as social capital societies. It's not important what you know, but it's important who you know, and who you know defines what you know. There are a lot of traditional traditional proverbs about it. If you are the average of the people you know, you are close. You are average of the 5 people you are close. And now we are talking about know who societies. Knowing someone is sharing ideas, affecting him or her, and understanding their capacity and using their capacity. So it's a nice example for me to adding one person to a classroom or an organization doesn't just an extra one relationship. For example, in some contexts, I'm giving a lecture on educational science, leadership, and scientific research. After 3 or 4 weeks of beginning of the term, a student coming to class and trying to engage and understand the topic of the classroom, and he or she generally saying that I'm only one and I can engage the classroom. But one person who is joining a team, taking extra relationships. For example, 5 people have potential 10 relationships, but 11 people nearly multiply this exam. 11 people have 55 relationships. So when we take 5 people, there are 10. When we take 11, there are 55. Nearly 5 times greater relationships. So not manage the people, but manage the relationships is the key idea on social network theory. And also an empirical research on a pharma company from Denmark, Innovizer startup doing this research. These are the mailing traffics of the people in a pharma company. The black dots are representing the workers in a company, and red lines are the mailing traffics. The question is simple. In critical times, in a critical if you're facing a decision, a critical decision, to whom do you take advice? To whom do you ask, what should I do? It's a common question in social network studies. To whom do you go for taking ideas, to whom to take advice. You can change the question in your context. So when researchers see this graphic and analyze this data, they understand that we cannot change each worker, each colleague at the same time because our financial resources are limited. So they offer a new idea, 3% of employees. If we can change the 3% of employees, we have opportunity to change 90% of employees. So if we find the right people in an organization, we can have a great opportunity to make a social change. Maybe you can think like an influencer effect. So when we look at this graphic, the people playing a bridge position, people playing occupying a position between two different groups, between two different people, are more important from others. So if we can choose the right one, we have opportunity to improve our school setting and classroom setting in a fast way, in a quick way. What do you think about this one? For example, in Turkey, there are about 1 million teachers in public schools. There are about 1 million teachers. When we take into account this, only 3% of 1 million teachers, if we can find the right ones, if we can find the change agents, the teachers having the right set of pedagogical knowledge, having the right set of attitude, perception, or teaching methods, I don't know. If you find them, I don't know where are they, we can change the entire Turkish educational system in a very quick way. What do you think about this? The 3% rule, is it? And also it's so popular on both social media and academy, people interested in social network phenomenon. Do you think that does it work or not? And also one extra question, which people do you want to choose and how? For example, in your school setting in Jordan or in different part of the roads. So I think it's really important to understand the 3% rule. It can also changeable, maybe 4% or 5%, not important. I think the core idea is amazing. Yes, correctly, absolutely. And when we focus on the 3%, about 3%, maybe more appropriate way to address, who are proactive, who have willingness to change, who are already changing their ideas, or who are already change agents, you know. So I think it's an inspiring case from Denmark. And also you can check the Innovisor for more information about what this study or other studies on social networks. Yes, correctly. There will always be some people who are resisting the change, but if we have the right ones, if we pay more to change agents, if we have some, call them as allies, and I think it should be more easy to change whole organization. So we can, as human, we can do amazing things together, as you know, from MIT, and also a common common word. I think most of the people know this idea. Human communities can produce collective understanding. When they are together, they are more powerful when we compare from someone's individual intelligence. So I'm checking the time. So when we say, when we call somewhere as social networks or communities, is so similar, so close each other, a group of people who connect with a patient, and they can act collectively and interact regularly. The last statements are so crucial, I think. Interact regularly. In schools, we have such networks. In each schools, we have such networks because we have to interact with each other regularly. So it's a great chance to collecting teachers' ideas in a school. The schools I'm working with and collaborating with as a consultancy, I advise them collecting teachers together, having some places to share teachers' ideas together. Now, I want to share with you a final method I learned from Hacking the Education book. I think it's a really amazing book. Hacking the Education, TQZ, Teacher Quiet Zone. The authors defining TQZ as a teacher quiet zone, a place teacher can have a rest, but not like teacher's room. TQZ, a place people can bring their ideas, share their ideas regularly. So going to class, giving some lecture is our daily routine, but most of the school settings ignoring the potential of combining teachers together. TQZ is something like meditation or something like big gatherings, only fresh ideas and sharing with each of them. So networks and also communities are informal, non-hierarchical, and voluntary, connected and long-lived, you know. So in culturally, maybe in a religional aspect, we also some voluntary responsibilities. I think the main difference between Western education settings is voluntarism is a real people like to become voluntarism in every aspect, you know. So maybe the roots of the networks and communities are becoming with voluntarism. So how can we benefit from networks? First of all, I think networks help support us, maybe in some decision making and in some contrast ideas. We can also have a confidence way, and we can also feel some more motivated when we join a network. And also, maybe you can check the final PISA results. It's a fresh report. A few days ago, they launched, the OECD launched the report. There is also a key point. The educational systems which have strong community, they tend to be more strong. They tend to be more strong in time of crisis, in time of multiple crises in education. So networks also help us to learn and grow our skills, our individual skills, and getting better at what we do together. We can also see our capabilities and our boundaries of our skills and our capacities. So we are talking about an unstructured one, unsupervised one, decentralized one. We should talk more about a decentralized classroom environment, decentralized school settings, and unstructured learning environment, you know. So in a structured one, it's only a responsibility, but in an unstructured one, we can give our focus on our both individual learning journey and also becoming more, taking more benefits to others. So we can also share our knowledge. It's I think it's as a human being and as a teacher, we need this. We need to share our knowledge, our practice with other colleagues and other friends. And this is also interesting in an organization and in a class. In every presentation, we should use an semantic, you know. There are some explicit knowledge. Everybody can see, everybody can have an experience on it. This explicit knowledge is so limited, but there are also some implicit knowledge or tacit knowledge about experiences, about emotions, about values and cultures and anything else. So if we try to combine new workers, new colleagues, new teachers to a common educational setting, we should focus on the community and network idea. So networks also help us to scale our ways of working. Where am I and how can I change my teaching philosophy and teaching practice? As a new term, teacher changing practice, there are a lot of publication on it. Teacher changing practice is an important and crucial phenomena for educational change. How and why teachers change their way of giving lecture, their methods, their pedagogical understanding, the network and community lens giving us an idea that if we can scale with colleagues we love, colleagues we interact with, it becomes more easy to scale our ways of working and change it. If we cannot change unless we scale, you know. And also collaborating, create better practice for everyone. Everybody is somebody rule. There is a motto maybe. Everybody is somebody in this school. Each people and each teacher and each woman are important. So when you check this diagram, there is a network and a community. We are now we are in a same network, about 51 people experiencing this session right now from different parts of the world, maybe in Jordan, Turkey, and anywhere else. Now we are connected. I think it's important. Now I feel your desire, I feel your understanding. I try to feel your point of view, and you also try to feel, understand, and share your ideas. I think it's a magical thing to connect each other, but we are not a community yet. How and why we become a community, or we cannot, I don't know. I hope we should be a community, a strong community. For example, QRTA is a strong community to combine people to act together and care. There's a difference, share and care. If we share, we have a network. If we care, we are a community. If I take your phone number, we are network, we are connected. But if I call you once a week, once a month, and in a time also, we are now a community. If we create a research proposal, we are now we should be a community. So each network is a basic plan for a community. And also,
Enggak percaya ini sister nenek Tasik enggak? Yang ini brother.
I think
Bunda.
Yes, please mute yourself, please. Thank you.
Could you please mute yourself? So in networks, we are ready to become a community, but we are not a community yet. So I think this diagram is useful to share this. If we have a sense of community, we have some basic requirements and some characteristic of community. So when we talk in education, we have community of practice because we are performing teaching activity as a daily routine, and it's our practice. Maybe practice is formal one, you know, and community is informal one. I am giving lecture, this is formal one, but I am talking with my colleague, and I am sharing my feelings, my emotions, my fears, and anything else. So we cannot be a community of practice without community. We cannot become a community without networks. We cannot we have networks without talking each other. How can we? These are some practice ways to enhancing the community building process in and among school. A community manager, Emily Weber, Emily Weber's advices are here. So we should try to engage people. We should try, for example, in Harvard, MIT, Stanford, one of the most important institutions, higher education institutions all over the world, and they are planning during the areas students spending their time. They are it's like a prediction. They are trying to understand the ways they are walking in a daily routine, the ways to library, the ways to student affairs or classrooms. So powerful cultures, powerful education institutions planning the people's interaction and respect the interaction and make simple to connect different two people together in schoolhouse. So we should explore our situations, our current situations, and expanding possibilities for us and for our networks and communities. I would like to talk about on communities, and I hope to have enough time to make some practice on UC-INET software and Graph Commons software. So sorry, because it's a more complicated issue, a long issue, and I would like to give both in theoretical ways and practical ways, and hope to cross our paths with you in the future too. Maybe we can have some opportunity to create some research proposals with our different contexts. So when we talk about communities, about networks, there is a term maturity, because some communities, some people groups, human groups are so weak and some are so strong. There are five steps: potential, forming, maturing, and self-sustaining. Think about your own school settings. Think about your own relationships. There is a potential every time. There is a potential for a community to start. For example, 50 people now ready to communicate, ready to be in a community. Because we are in here, because we are, we have a high degree of receptivity of change, you know. So we have a potential. But after finishing this session, all of us have different responsibilities: eating something, caring our children, talking with someone, or doing some job, or have a rest, or pray, I don't know. But someone should have an initiative and some proactive ones and make forming one or more people. Yes, we should be together. After QRTA 2023 forum, we should be together to understand new research, new ideas, and share our ideas with us. Forming is creating a common ground on a network, on a community. So every group has potential, but you know, very some of them only acting. So forming is a step that increases energy levels and visibility as the community builds. So mentoring is the community will grow, and sharing and caring is a kind of reflexive way. So maybe members from strong bonds and trust, and the energy of members may dip just before the community matures, but will still grow. And also self-sustaining is some chaotic times, and someone will maybe have contrast ideas. Sometimes maybe bad days will become, and maybe someone says that we are going goodbye, and also self-sustaining step is becoming resisting to different conditions, maybe, you know. So in potential and forming steps, we should give, we should be giver, we should sustain, we should provide to sustain these communities. But mentioning and self-sustaining periods, community now is alive with our support. So we can think class as a social network. Classroom and schoolhouse is social network because there are a lot of individuals, there are a lot of groups, there are a lot of subgroups, dyads, triads, and other kind of groups communicating and having relationships. When we look at this diagram, there are two kinds of relationships. One is reciprocal, A loving B and B loving A too. And the second one, there are no direction. For example, marrying with someone is non-direction network, but asking someone ideas, for example, calling someone are directive ones. So, for example, for people, Ali, Elif, Can, and Neil, living in and studying in same class, we can ask each of them, as you know, well-known methods, sociogram and sociometry. Who loves who wants to have a break with whom, and who wants to have a seat next to whom. You can ask any question you want, only the rule is the question should including an relational way. For example, in among these 50 people, who loves who knows who, is a social network question. Also, you can ask who like people, which people you like to play with, people you find it hard to play with, or find it hard to work with, you can also use some extra questions. This is a social network Excel file, MS Excel file. There are 31 people, and also each people has perceptions with each one. When we look at school, when we look at classroom in a traditional way, we only see the dots. But if we look with social network lens, we can see the relationships, the accidents, the fears, the emotions, the learning patterns, and anything else. And also, only 3 people in a relationship, we have 16 different patterns. As social psychology researcher Fritz Heider stated that only 3 people having a friendship or other relationship, they have 16 different patterns. So if you take into account the classroom, there are a lot of different patterns, and we cannot manage the classroom. We only understand the relationship. All right, I would like to ask you 3 final questions, and I hope to show you some basic analysis in social network analysis software, UCINet and GraphCommon. This is a common question in research, scientific research and reports. When you think yourself in your school, or you can ask a student, when you think as a student yourself in your classroom, in which place do you occupy when you evaluate last 3 years, last 3 terms, or last 3 months? If someone responding this question as close to 5, 4, and 3, it's good. But if they choose 1 or 2, there should be some problems in their community, in their networks. So we can also, I want to pass this one. We can also ask this question to someone to understand their approach to transforming or joining a network. When I ask this question in different contexts, in Western countries, people tend to use first choice, first one. I didn't attempt to change things. This question representing that if you have 2 friends, now they dislike themselves. What do you do? What's your typical reaction to this situation? In Eastern countries, in Islamic cultures, in East culture, people try to arrange 2 people to meet. Habibi, come on, let's do this. It's not a big problem, you know, saying some lies maybe in here. But in Western ones, people don't attempt to change things. And also they tend to have dropped 1 or 2 people as a friend. I think it's a dilemma. We are so ready to make communities. We are more humanitarian cultures. We are living in a more humanitarian cultures, but we cannot achieve this. It's a huge question, I think. So I have some research results. For example, in a classroom, the red represents describing the girls, and blues are boys. What do you think about this classroom? Girls are only interacting with girls, boys are only interacting with boys. It's a primary class. A second one, you can see this, the other one. So this is clearly understanding us that each classroom, each school, each group of people have different characteristic. So one size doesn't fit all. If we want to understand the classroom, we should analyze the interactions of people. So I would like to, we have a very limited time. I would like to describe you UCINet, University of California, Irvine, and NET is network. Steve Borgatti, a living legend in this area, created a software program. It is completely free. If you should pay for some extra additional properties, and it's not necessary. You can download UCINet. You can write down the Google Android UCINet and download the program. It's a short program and working in approximately every PC. So if you have UCINet program, you can collect data, analyze, and visualize, make some graphs on human networks. And also Turkish-based GraphCommon is an online platform. It is also completely free. In commercial version is you can pay some. There's some payment, but you can use it's completely free. So I would like to, and also you can collect your data with a social item model, like who is important for you. You can ask any student and any teachers who is important for you. And could you please write the name of the people you are close? In the center of the circles, your name, you are, the black one is you, representing you. And whom do you advise, whom do you take some help or anything else? You can also, a paper-based data, you can also collect your data paper-based too. Now, I have, I think, 10 minutes, I hope. I want to show you the UCINet software in a quick way to have some ideas on creating such a research. Just a second. I share the screen again. Can you see the UCINet 6 for Windows now? I hope you can see.
Yes, we see it.
Okay. Okay. Last minute, I want to show you some basic application of this program. This is a social network analysis program. Most user-friendly program is that you can only use an Excel file to collect data of your own school setting. For example, I would like to show you my Excel data on it, and just a moment. Yes. Yes, you can now see an Excel file representing 34 students' friendship networks. I only ask the students, who is your friend? To whom do you want to play with free times? To whom do you call as a friend in your classroom? You can ask in different ways, but the same response you can take. There are 34 students, and I write down the from 1 to 31. 29 students. So sorry for it. 29 students, and I write each of them response. One is I am friend with him or her, and the 0 is representing I don't like and I'm not friend with him or her. Such a easy way to collect data. You can write down a paper, you can use an online way, anything else. And after taking this Excel file, I have a second one about gender. What gender these students have? Girls and boys, you know. For example, 1 representing girls and 2 representing boys. And I write down 1 and 2 to each student's number. For example, 10 is Emre Er, 10 is a boy, so 10 is, I can define his gender as 2. So one more file about their socioeconomic status. For example, there are students in some students' parents have a higher income and some are lower. So I can define it as 1, 2, or 3. So when I turn back to UCINet software, there are so easy way to combine this data into graphics and also analyze them. I open this one. This here is matrix editor, and I also open the Excel file I created before, and I'm trying to open it now. And this is the whole network of the classroom, and I take the data. Now I use the visualize network with NetZero, and I take the data from here. Yes, now I have the classroom. Yes, you can see now. I have the classroom interactions, people who interact with whom. This is completely simple. This is only if you have the right set of that kind of data, you can draw this map, this sociometric maps, this social network analysis output in only seconds. So I also add the gender file, because I know some of them are girls and some of them are boys, and I can also use the colors for it from properties, nodes, symbols, color, and attribute base, because I have an attribution file for it, and gender. For example, one is girls, I can use the red. The second is boys, and I can use some dark blue. And now I know who is girl and who is boy. By the way, you can use any other data if you imagine. For example, you can make the nodes bigger and bigger in regard of their socioeconomic status. You can make the nodes bigger or smaller in regard of their math score, or maybe in happiness, maybe watching same movies, maybe similar interests. It's your own choice to create such study. I can't use the time in an efficient way, I think, because I would like to show you more analysis, but I promise you we can do some other sections in other times to understand social networks more appropriate way. And also, if you have any question on social networks, analyzing them and creating a research area, please feel free to write to me. And also you can write your ideas by email or by X platform. I'm so happy to be in here, and I'm so happy to share my ideas with you. If you have any questions and recommendations, happy to hear and give some feedbacks maybe.
So if you have last comments, Emre, before I conclude the session.
Okay, thank you so much, Mohammed. Thank you for your time and work. I'm so happy to have you in here this session. Hope to cross our ways in the future in Istanbul, or Jordan, or anywhere in the world. I sent my all belongings to you, and hope to be with you again. See you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Emre. It was our pleasure, really. So in conclusion of this special workshop, the Queen Rania Academy Forum for Teachers, for Teacher Training 2023, we would like to express our deep thanks for our presenter and to all of you for your effective and inspiring participation. We hope that this meeting has added value to your ideas and educational skills. We remind you that you will receive your certificate of attendance by email, and we urge you to fill out the feedback survey, which is shared in the chat box, that will help us to improve and develop our future experiences. We look forward to seeing you at QRTA's future events, inshallah. Thank you. We will not close the session. We'll have about 2 minutes for our audience to get the link and fill in the survey. And I would extend my thanks to you again, Amri, and hope you all the best, and see you inshallah in the future events and the audience too.